Let's say you bought some clothes, but you were in a hurry so you didn't have the time to fit them. And then once you are at home, you try them on and it's the incorrect size. And the thought of returning them and having to speak Dutch in public, that freaks you out. Then this is your video. Let's learn Dutch for real life situations. First, we're going to take a look at 2 clips. Learning a language doesn't start with grammar or vocabulary. It's all about immersing ourselves in the language, listening, reading, and understanding the context. So take a look at the clips and don't forget to turn on your subtitles. Mag ik wat vragen? Ik heb nu geen tijd om te passen. Kan ik deze spullen ook retourneren?
Retourneren kan binnen 14 dagen met de bon. Je kan deze panty niet retourneren. De rest wel.
Oké, geen probleem. Dank je. Hoi, ik kom deze broek terugbrengen.
Dat kan. Waarom breng je hem terug?
De maat was niet goed.
Geen probleem. Wil je hem ruilen voor een andere maat?
Nee, ik wil graag mijn geld terug.
Prima.
These were 2 examples of a daily Dutch situation, and feel free to listen and read again by going back to the previous clips. Now we're going to move on to phase B of my unique ABCD strategy. The B stands for building blocks, and building blocks are basically grammar, vocabulary, useful phrases, and pronunciation, the foundation of the language. The goal of this video is that you know how to return items in Dutch. And the building blocks that we're going to focus on are useful phrases, some vocabulary, and grammar. Let's start with some vocabulary. I'm going to show you the most common words when it comes to clothing, and obviously we cannot forget the articles. For this part of the video, we're going to take a look at some nouns, singular and plural. De broek. De broek. And in plural, it's broeken. De broeken. This means pants. So 1 pants or 2 pants. So if you have 1 pants, it's not de broeken, even though in English it's in plural. It's not pant in English. Next up we have de trui. De trui. And in plural, de truien. De truien. The word trui is sweater in English. This word also slightly has a J sound. Trui. It's not trui. Not with the W sound at the end, but with the J sound at the end. De trui. And when you make it longer, you even hear it more clearly. De truien. Then we have de blouse. De blouse. You can spell it in 2 ways, but this one is the most common spelling. And in plural, it's de blouse. De blouse. And as you can see, the plural form ends on the letter S, but you don't pronounce it. You say de blouse. The next word means a jacket or a coat. De jas. De jas. Or in plural, de jassen. De jassen. De volgende, the next one, is de sok. De sok. En 2 sokken. De sokken. De schoen. De schoen. En de schoenen. De schoenen. 1 shoe, 2 shoes. The SCH in Dutch is pronounced as sch. Sch. So it's basically the S sound and the G sound combined. And then we have het shirt. Het shirt. Of de shirts. De shirts. And het overhemd. Het overhemd. En de overhemden. De overhemden. And you may be like, what is an overhemd? Well, that is something a man wears, but it's the male version of blouse. Blouse is something that a woman wears. Blouse and overhemd. It's a shirt with buttons. When we take a look at the articles, we see that it's almost every time a de word, except shirt and overhemd. So you need to memorize those. Het shirt, het overhemd. And then when we take a look at the plural words, we see that it's always de. That's a set rule. When it's plural, it's always de. Now let's move on to useful phrases. Ik heb nu geen tijd om te passen. Ik heb nu geen tijd om te passen. I don't have the time right now to try them on. Kan ik deze spullen retourneren? Kan ik deze spullen retourneren? Can I return these items? Ik kom deze broek retourneren. Ik kom deze broek retourneren. I'm here to return these pants. Retourneren means to return, but you can replace it with the word terugbrengen. Kan ik deze spullen terugbrengen? Ik kom deze broek terugbrengen. De maat was niet goed. De maat was niet goed. It wasn't the right size. Ik wil graag mijn geld terug. Ik wil graag mijn geld terug. I would like to have my money back. These are all phrases that you can say to the store employee. In the useful phrases, you heard the word deze. What's up with that? I mean, we have deze and dit and dat and die. When to use them, I'm going to show you. For this type of grammar, we need the articles. That's why it's super important to include them when you're learning Dutch. Okay, so for instance, de pen. De pen. Now it is deze pen. I'm holding it, it's super close to me, it's in my bubble, deze. But when it's over there, I cannot see it, I'm not holding it. Maybe I see it, but I'm not holding it. It's not close to me. Die pen. Het shirt. Het shirt. When we use het words, it's not die or deze, but we use dit or dat. And again, it has to do with the distance. So when I'm holding it, when it's close to me, it's dit. Dit shirt. Dit shirt. But when it's over there, it's dat. Let's say you want to return these pants. De broek. It's de, so it's deze, because I'm holding it. Deze broek. And die broek. Enough with throwing stuff. Let's move on to phase C, which is called consolidation. And in this phase, we're going to speak. We're going to learn how to speak, not randomly, but in a guided way. Today, I'm going to provide a template, but let's say you want to create your own template for any goal. What you need to do is predict the situation, try to visualize yourself in this situation, and then use your building blocks to write out a dialogue. Here's my first example for a speaking template. And remember, our goal is to return items in Dutch. Mag ik wat vragen? Natuurlijk. Ik heb nu geen tijd om te passen. Kan ik dit shirt ook retourneren? Retourneren kan binnen 14 dagen met de bon. Or check this example of a dialogue. Ik kom deze broek terugbrengen. Dat kan. Waarom wil je deze broek terugbrengen? De maat was niet goed. Wil je de broek ruilen voor een andere maat? Nee, ik wil graag mijn geld terug. Once you have your template, it's time to practice. So practice the dialogue and read out loud. And then it's time for phase D, the daily Dutch situation. So you can go to that store and return those items. If you feel a little bit insecure, then what you can do is practice with a study buddy or practice with a teacher to get some more feedback. It's time to test your Dutch knowledge. Which word is missing in the following useful phrase? Ik kom trui terugbrengen. Take a few seconds if you need to think about it and comment your answer down below. Okay, did you comment? Then here is the answer. Deze trui. Why? it's because it's de trui and I'm holding it. So it's deze. Deze trui. Ik kom deze trui terugbrengen. Was this a useful video? Then don't forget to subscribe and I hope to see you in the next video. Tot ziens!